Let's be clear. A lot of the conversations surrounding Black women and their health, about how majority of Black women tend to be overweight, and how the conversation needs to be had about Black women taking their health seriously. I just want to state something. I wish the conversation was actually about health, but it's not. It's about thinness. If the conversation was only about health, a lot more Black women would be more receptive to the conversations. But
let me just say this. Black women would not be more receptive to anything, no matter how you put it. We are very sensitive about our weights. Most people are sensitive about their weights, but Black women seem to be sensitive about a lot of stuff lately. And I really wish that we would be okay with taking accountability, that we would be comfortable with the truth and the facts that are being presented. Yes, are we overweight? Yes. Are there other people overweight? Yes. But since we're talking about Black women, let's talk about it realistically and be ready for accountability. Have I struggled with my weight? Yes. The most I've weighed not being pregnant is 173 pounds. Have I gotten up to 190 maybe? Yeah, in pregnancy. Have I struggled to lose weight? Absolutely. After pregnancy, and even after the time where I felt like I should have been and lost the baby weight. I even struggle with my weight now at my age due to a lot of things. One, not exercising. Two, not eating like I'm supposed to eat. But we don't want to be accountable for those things because it makes us feel better when we have excuses as to why we have gained weight, and we keep gaining weight and we keep the weight on. The issue with us as Black women and weight is that we just don't exercise enough, we don't move our bodies enough, and we don't eat properly. We want to eat when we want to eat and what we want to eat, and can't nobody tell us nothing. That's not the way that you maintain a healthy body. Speaking of healthy, she stated if we were talking about healthy instead of thin, that would be a whole different topic, baby. We are talking about healthy. You just perceived it to be thin. No one is saying, or at least I have not heard, that Black women need to be thin. No, because everybody's body is made up differently. But we know that there are bodies that are unhealthy, and they're carrying a amount of unhealthy weight.
So everybody talking about how overweight Black women are. But the last time I checked, 3 out of 4 Americans are overweight. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody need to get their shit together. So why are Black women the ones being judged the loudest?
Since we are a small percentage in this country, it's more noticeable. And so when you see 10 Black women and 8 are big girls, that's a problem. When you see 10 Caucasian women, you might find 3 that's big girls, or Italian women, or Puerto Rican, or whatever you want to call it. When you do the math and you see these women in groups, and you look at us in a group, it's more of us that are overweight, out of shape, breathing hard, can't make it up the stairs, got more gut than butt. I'm sorry to put it to you like this. And while I know it may sting, it's the truth. And we as Black women should be able to tell each other the truth. But we don't want to hear from us, and we don't want to hear from anybody else.
Let me get this straight. When other races tell Black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle because they're more prone to health problems, y'all tell them to stay out of Black folks' business. Okay. When Black men get on here and tell Black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle, y'all tell them to stay out of women's business. Okay. When Black women get on here to tell other Black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle, y'all tell them to mind their business. Y'all say we're the least supported group in America, but when somebody gives y'all sound advice, y'all would rather hold on to 400 years of slavery rather than taking accountability for your present day actions.
Did she Lato? I don't know who started this whole thing about Black women's weight. It could have been another woman, for all we know. But at the end of the day, we just need to be accountable and don't move the goalposts. Now, I get it. You know, the people who be running their mouth and talking, you know, sometimes they need to be quiet, because you be like, well, how you a big old Black man who don't look like you do no sit-ups, no push-ups. You can't back up from the table, but you want to talk about us. I get all of that, because I be feeling the same way, like, sir, we like to see some good stuff walking past us too, naked. Well, not we, I'm married, so, but I still want to see my husband look nice, right? We are visual creatures too. I think that as Black women, we tend to not lean into men keeping themselves in shape as much as men lean into us. And I don't want to make this about men because it's easy to deflect. It's easy to turn it so that the focus is not on you. But it's a great conversation that we're having. Well, I hope we're having a conversation. I'm not just talking to myself. Because then it allows you to look in the mirror and say, do I really like myself like this? Do I really want to see all of these rolls and all of this extra weight on myself?
I'm a black woman and I'm overweight because of how I eat. I'm a black woman and I'm overweight because of the proportions that I eat, because I feel like I have to be stuffed to be satisfied. I'm a black woman and I'm overweight because I will start a healthy eating, healthy living journey, but then I'll get thrown off track and I won't work out for weeks, so I don't see consistent results. I'm a black woman and I am overweight because I had, past tense, a savior complex. I wanted to help everybody. I wanted to carry the load on my back because I thought that I had to make myself valuable in people's lives. And the undue stress and strain on my body kept my weight crazy. Also, I ate my feelings. There was a time to celebrate, you would go eat. There's a time to be sad, you would go eat for comfort. Food was my lifeline for everything.
I always try to wonder, how would the pallbearers feel if they had to carry my casket? I don't know why I think that, because I've chosen to be cremated. But that's always the thing that goes in my head. Like, dang, some of them caskets gonna be real heavy. You gonna need like 5 on each side of 6 pallbearers. It should never be like that. And let me just speak to the people who are probably already in their head. Some people can't lose weight because they got medical issues. I completely understand that there are things that make us gain weight. There are medical issues that we deal with and medications that make us gain weight. I get it. I've seen my family go through the same things. But I also know that the healthier you eat, a lot of the medical issues that you do have, even if they're hereditary, per what I've heard, I'm not saying this is facts because I'm not a doctor, that you can lessen the chances of having those medical issues if you were to eat healthy and work out. Now, that's all I have to say on this topic. Y'all let me know what y'all think below, because that's what I'm here for.